everybody, and welcome to another episode of Echoes of Eternity. The whole gang's here from around the world, all hiding out in their homes as we try to take you to a galaxy far, far away. Man, what a crazy ass week this has been. Hi, everyone. Nice to have you back.
Hello.
Hello.
Wow. Well, we're here.
We're always here. Let's not lie. This is where we always are.
You know what? Thank you for putting it that way. I want it to be like cool, like, you know, we probably could be doing. We're not going anywhere. This is it. This is us for a
The
while.
world needs our services right now, but these are not different services. They are the same services.
One might call this essential services. I know out there someone needs to hear these terrible, terrible voices and watch me bungle some rules or something and get yelled at. So I can't wait. I simply can't wait. Hello, everyone watching on all the different channels right now who are joining us. If you are watching on Anna or Pikeman or Pockets or mine or Strippins or JP's or whoever, or if you're simulcasting this, by the way, you should. Someone out there should just rebroadcast this and then do commentary over it for reasons I don't know, but I would love that to happen. Anyway, we're back. We have got a lot to go through today. And I know that everyone here, while putting on brave faces, really is just thinking about playing Animal Crossing and not being here. So that's fine. That's fine. I know where your loyalties lie.
No.
Wow.
I don't even like animals, let alone crossing them.
Sure. I believe that. Or Doom, if Doom is your jam. I don't know why anyone would want to murder and have a great time and slash demons' heads off. But whatever, you know. So, my goodness, last time on this show, y'all got crazy. We had Anna got drunk on basically mudslides, 8 mudslides.
That was great.
Sam had a war flashback.
Well, hang on. I got drunk first. Let's clarify.
That's true. I was going by degrees of like terribleness of drunk. Like she had a fun, happy drunk. You had a literal war flashback.
I had an episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Daeyo sat there looking unamused, and PR-3 was just PR-3. Really didn't.
I enjoyed some jalapeno poppers.
So you ended last episode, headed off to go find weapons, to go find mods, to go find equipment, to go do all sorts of things that you probably should have done before drinking, but you made your choice, and in a drunken haze, you wandered into one of my favorite places in the galaxy. So let's start this bad boy so we can get down to business and spend way too much time in this episode looking at loot, because that's really what this is going to be. So let me real quickly go to our character sheet and clear off our dice pool, and then if you could give me your rolls for your destiny, please.
Oh.
We got a dark side, we got a light side, we got 2 light side.
Hell yeah.
Do we need to clear the pool first?
The pool is cleared.
Oh god.
I can force player update.
Hang on. I have my old character sheet open. I'm still seeing 4 dark, 1 light in the pool.
I do not know why. I see 3. I'll force an update on you.
Oh
yeah,
there
4
we go.
light, 1 dark. Yeah.
Thank you for updating me.
I got you. 4 light, 1 dark. There we go. We'll change it on here.
Fantastico.
Whop. Excellent. There you go. That's where we stand right now. You're actually ahead for once, which is great. Okay. So let's start this bad boy with some good old-fashioned Star Wars intro. We start with "In a Galaxy Far, Far Away." You know how it goes. And then the music starts and it says, Making the most of their layover on the Ring of Kafrene, Oda Kanali makes the most of their adventure by indulging in local delicacies and being babysat by PR-3 and DAEYO FANG. As they watch over their comrade, they miss out on the adventures of ULAGO, who meets with the locals, gambles, and has a flashback, experiencing part of his former life. But their wandering is cut short, and now they seek weapon modifications and room for the night. The crew discovers that an old friend of DAEYO's might just be the person they need to help them out. Okay, you stand in the shop of this guy, and let me see if I can show you. So I tried my best to describe this beautiful, beautiful man. Truly one of the most beautiful creatures in the galaxy. He is what is known as a Jablogian. I'm sorry. And a Jablogian, this is a real thing. I'm not making this up.
Oh my god, look at
Jablogian
them.
I'm going to give you an image that you can use.
Please do.
A Jablogian, I said, remember, he's very corpulent and very, just a real swell guy. This is a Jablogian. This guy right here.
Yay.
These are what they look like. And Jablogians are just swell characters. And if you want to use some of your knowledge to get into and figure out what this guy is about, by all means, you feel free to roll. But yeah, you just recognize him as a Jablogian, and he is holding his pipe that is attached to this intricate wiry device that goes to something behind him, and a green smoke filters out of it as he sucks upon it and stares at the four of you and says, "Well, hello. What can I get you?"
Mods for blasters, please. Oda's just like way too close up on the counter.
Yeah, he sort of looks at you and then goes in closer to you and he goes, "What kind of one?"
She holds up both of her blasters and she goes, "Better than these."
He looks at them and like sort of chortles like, "Those are terrible
I
blasters.
know they're horrible. I'm so embarrassed.
Where you get such blasters?"
I don't know, but I brought you a present. And she hands him one of the souvenir glasses that says Cheezel. Ah ha ha, so good.
He looks at it and he's like, "Oh,
It's for you.
thank you." And he takes it and sort of like slides it behind the desk, and you hear like a chink, chink, and it like falls to the ground. He's like, "So, how can I help your plans?"
Oda like remembers they're there and just kind of turns around with her blasters. Like, I don't know. How do they want help?
Yeah, the group of you, I guess the big question is, Dio, you said you were trying to be hidden? And last time
Yeah.
you said you were trying to hide behind Oda. Well, Oda's at the front counter now. So what do you do?
I'm assuming there's like counters and shelves and stuff.
The way I would describe it is if you went into any shop in New York where it's like glass counters on 3 or 4 walls, and like glass display cases 3 or 4 walls, and then he's behind, and he can get to any of those 3 walls because he's behind the counter, and there's just an open space in the middle where you have access to nothing. Like you can't. It's only in this case it would be like some form of steel, like Invisisteel or something, like one of the Star Warsy terms, and you can touch literally nothing. There's the only thing on the counters, the only place to like hide if you want to, are the little brochures. They're like visit Alderaan, things like that are
Yeah.
everywhere. But yeah, there's really no place for you to actually hide.
Well, I guess I just man up and just stand there behind behind Oda.
Yeah, okay. And he just like looks up as he says, "And what about your plans?" And he like looks up directly at you, Dio, and like gives you a wink, like a really disgusting, like like a little wink and you little drool coming down.
I just stare at him.
Yeah, he just keeps staring at you. Like his attention completely, you can see within his eyes, almost like if they're as big as suckers as she was, I can't wait to deal with them. Like you particularly pick up on this that your friend Oda is drunk. ULAGO is recovering from an episode, and PR-3 has never had to barter for anything in his life. So this is to him. He's like, I can't wait. Yeah, he just keeps staring directly at you. Oda, you notice he like is no longer paying attention to you at all.
She has her elbows on the counter and she's like, just pouting.
Yeah, he's like, okay, well, what can I get you? Woo. And he sort of points to everything around him, and you see, at least from a cursory glance, you see, oh my lord, you see, here we go. You see everything from truncheons to war spears to stun batons to gaffy sticks, whips, even a Mon Calamari energy lance. There are blaster pistols, standard blaster rifles. There are more weird and perhaps exotic items as well. There are various upgrades. You see things that look like hilts and things that look like scanners, and you see things that look like different like textured grips and energy cells and things that can be used to serrate an edge. All sorts of different things are around this room. There's a lot here. Also, you notice that there are one of the walls is all electronics and communications devices, sort of like if you went to a cell phone store in New York. And there's things like data pads and comm links, and you notice that there are also more exotic things that you can inquire about as well.
Like what?
Well, you'd have to inquire.
Well, there's like a sign that says more exotic things, inquire within.
Well, you recognize them to be exotic because you do not recognize them
I see.
as something anyone would have access to. A great example is in Star Wars, everything has a rarity. And so something like a blaster pistol, you can buy that anywhere weapons are sold. It's not even an issue. But something like, I don't know, a Verpine droid disruptor is going to be a little more hard to come by.
Maybe is there? I'm gonna grab my book because I could look at like a list of weapons and see if I know something I'm looking for. Right?
You definitely can. Yeah, or you can ask what he has. But yeah,
Okay, I
there's
just want to see
all
it in
sorts
the
of
book. It's right here.
Sure. Do any of the rest of you have anything you want to look for?
Yeah,
anything
ULAGO
you-
holds his rifle up in the guy's face.
Yeah, he looks it over. ULAGO, what is your actual rifle called again? You have
My rifle is a hang on.
You have
Combat
a oh my god.
is a
a Blastech
Blastech
hunting rifle.
M300. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So this weapon is very powerful. Yeah, he looks at it and he's like, and what would you like me to do with this?
Make it better.
Make it better. I can make it better. And he like looks it over, and he kind of like squints at it, and he asks you what you want it to do. Like, what is your vibe? What are you looking for? What are you trying to make it better at?
He He points to like the scope on the gun, and it's like cracked and worn.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you want a better sight.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. He looks at you and he's like, ah. And he points to his eyeballs. And he's like, you want to see more. And he like looks at the wall. And behind him, he points and marks out
Okay.
that there is, in fact, a marksman barrel behind him. A marksman barrel is literally just for blaster rifles. You stick it on there. It increases the range by 1 band. So essentially, if you are a short range, you are now a medium range. If you're a medium, you're now long, like that kind of thing. You can do that, and that it adds accuracy, which gives you +1 blue die on your attack, and but it does cost 2 hard points. So the weapon,
cumbersome too, right?
yes. Does your weapon have a hard point? Your weapon only has 1 hard point.
Yeah.
So you'd have to mod that out as well to have more hard points so you could like actually stick stuff to it. He also mentions that he has a motion tracker, which he can use that basically it removes a one of your like black check die from a target. Or you can use the guarded stance maneuver. He shows that there is a multi-opic sight, which does only have 1 hard point. And this is for a ranged weapon. It removes 2 negative environmental dice. So basically, if you're like, I don't know, in the weeds somewhere, or in a jungle, or in the mountains, or in the fog, or in a dust storm, it'll essentially give you an easier time of hitting. But that's very expensive. And then there's a night scope. And that's the exact same thing, except it only works in darkness.
Cool. Yeah. He's perusing, stroking his beard. He grabs 3 comm links and puts them on the counter as well.
Sure, yeah. And he looks at you and he's like, "Comm wink? Oh, no one told me you only had so much money. We can do better if you like."
What's wrong with a comm link?
Comwink is so impersonal. And he looks at the 4 of you and he's like, "You 4 friends?"
Could say that.
Well, 4 friends need 4 special leeway. And he puts down in front of you a HoloNet transceiver. And these HoloNet transceivers are basically things that allow anyone who has this HoloNet transceiver to communicate with anyone linked up to that signal. It uses the HoloNet and the comlink relays, but does not operate on them. So it's basically like you're on your own personal channel, and only the 4 of you could hear it.
Okay. It looks like it's not cheap either.
No, it's not cheap.
Well, how much is it?
Ooh, for woo? And he like looks you all over, and he's like, "I give you 15,000 credits."
He whistles loudly.
Oda
Well.
like goes like and spits everywhere because she's still drunk.
Yeah, and he looks at you and kind of like spits as well, and you both are sort of spitting at each other for reasons that don't really make any sense. You, I feel you've been to Homeworld.
Then Oda starts thinking this is funny and she's just doing it for fun. She forgot why she was making that sound to begin with.
Yeah, he keeps doing it too and almost completely ignores you, Sam. Like his attention is so he consistently like is always focusing on something else.
Yeah. I mean, Ulaga's having to think. I mean, Oda, what did you want anyway?
Mods for my blasters or a different blaster. This blaster sucks. She throws down the light one.
I don't know if the blaster sucks or you suck.
What?
Nothing.
What did you say?
Nothing.
He suggested that it was user error.
Well, that's not it. That's just silly.
Hey,
You explain it to him, smart droid.
I would
you
shoot that thing
explain
just
to
fine.
him.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, PR3, give me a perception, just a general overall perception check. Well, actually, yeah, perceive for me, and let me see your thing right here. If you can do this, all right. Yeah,
Oh,
give me
I'll
a little
perceive
perceive.
for you. All right, here we go.
Of course. While this is all going on, you immediately recognize some things in the room and some things about our lovely host. You know this person to be a male Jablogian from the planet Narkanji, which is an outer rim world. Its native species are like severely overweight, red-skinned, pointy-eared, beady-eyed, like Star Trek Ferengis, essentially. And Narkanji is an outer rim planet that was a former Hutt colony and is populated by not only Jablogians, but Hutts and humans as well. You know that they are like notorious in their ways of just always trying to rip people off. That's like their thing, trying to get the best deal possible for them. In the room, you notice that besides, again, like the various melee weapons like truncheons, war spears, Amon Calamari, energy lance, all that stuff, and the more common things like a blaster pistol and a standard blaster rifle, you notice that there is a Verpine droid disruptor, which to you stands out particularly because it is a weapon designed to destroy droid circuitry. It is viewed by droids basically to be a weapon of war crimes. Like it fries your from the inside out. It like literally boils droid circuitry inside your frame, and it's a terrible way to go. You notice that one of the weapons is a Zerka Arms 411 holdout blaster. You recognize this because it's an Imperial agent's weapon, and they have an increased range over normal holdout blasters, and it's probably on the black market because the plans were recently stolen and is being produced highly by people who are like, normal holdout blasters, they suck. The Imperial ones we need. And another weapon you recognize that you think personally is lame, just really lame because it's old, is a Zerka Arms Model 38 sharpshooter rifle. It is a slug thrower. And if you're like, what's a slug thrower? It's literally a gun in Star Wars. Not a blaster, a gun. And they call bullets slugs. And so this thing is a bolt action slug thrower with a 5-round magazine. It requires reloading. It is super rare, but also like pretty awesome. But it is custom made. All those are all custom made, and so if you buy it secondhand, it may not be as accurate as it would be in the original owner's hands. And then the last thing you recognize, which is the most important thing, is you recognize that in the back there is a disruptor rifle. Disruptor rifles are highly illegal. They are very hard to find. It is an incredibly deadly weapon. It tears apart its victims at the molecular level and destroys their body and tissues and bypasses most energy shields. It is straight up in Mandalorian when he shoots the dudes and they vaporize. That's that shit. These are illegal. They are bad news. They are super rare. These weapons have committed countless atrocities. Even the Empire's like, no, these are bad. But secretly they're like, we use that shit. But it was outlawed in the Republic. It's been outlawed by almost everyone but crime syndicates in the Mandalorian. They're the only ones who use these weapons, and they are super, super bad. They are not good. They are awful weapons, And it's one of those things where you can try all you want, but if you have one of these, people are gonna come for your ass. But you'll be a stone cold killer. People will like fear you. So you recognize that as like in the back, hanging on sort of in a display case, just right there, open for everyone to see. Almost like he's bragging that he has one. The question is, does it work? And those are the things you recognize immediately from this guy's place. You also, I will say, you also recognize that there are many equipment pieces that you can equip to yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you want, you can delve more into that, but there's plenty of equipment that you can put on your own being. Because right now, all you have is the scomp link and a comp link.
Yeah. All right.
Hello, pardon me. I was curious about a couple of things.
A droid. Imperial droid? Oh!
Quite.
Yes. He like looks at the three of us like, you don't look like Imperials.
No, they don't.
This fucking...
Into West Wing.
Anyway, I don't know much about weaponry as I've never dabbled myself, but I was curious. Do you perhaps have a flamethrower that you could augment into my arm, or perhaps some sort of dart with poison, not the type that kills but causes pain? Also, is that the type of rifle that fries a droid inside of their own shell? I would like two if you have any. Or there are a few droids that I know who I could motivate with that.
He looks at you and he's like, wow. You certainly have a rascal droid. And he like looks at you, ULAGO, and he's waiting for you to make sense of what he just heard, because droids do not ever talk like that.
And what's the weapon?
A droid killing weapon?
Well,
Well, doesn't it seem most appropriate that a droid would want to have a droid weapon?
no, it was a droid killing weapon.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I want humanoid killing weapons. He wants droid killing weapons. If I wanted a droid killing weapon, that would seem a bit inappropriate.
Not just a droid killing weapon, a variety of weapons for every possible situation.
PR-3, I think we'll maybe stick to one weapon. for you.
One weapon, how droll.
I mean, there's a variety you can choose from.
Oh, he thinks because he's holding the money that he's now the boss. He gets to decide who gets all the weapons.
I asked you what you wanted. You couldn't make your mind up.
Nobody listens to me. I just want a better blaster than this stupid light blaster.
Perhaps that
Okay.
large one back there in the glass case would suit you better, Oda.
Yes.
She
That's
can't.
how
She
it
wouldn't be able to
works.
hold it. You wouldn't be able to hold that. You don't even know what that is. I know what that is.
What is it?
Bad news. That's what it is. Does it even work?
Can you roll for that to see
Yeah.
if you know what that is, Sam?
I mean, I'm a soldier, but okay.
Yeah, I know. I just want to see if you know how much you know about that.
Okay.
We'll-
Okay.
We'll say about that.
What am I rolling?
This would be a. Let me see. is there like
Warfare
a-
knowledge.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
All right, let's do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you even get some success. Not only do you know about it, but you can tell based on the way it is put together and the upkeep on it that it is in fact very useful and still works.
I'm still gonna ask him if it works because I'm trying
Sure.
to knock it down. Looks like a piece of junk. Does it even work?
Of course it works. I wouldn't use it. And he like looks at it and then looks at you like, besides, you couldn't afford it.
Try me.
And then he sort of smiles and like sits back and does one of those like corpulent laughs where he just sort of jiggles all over. He's like, 35,000.
How much do we have total again?
We have. We have 29,000.
Maybe you can make a deal with him. I don't know.
Hey, Oda, you don't want that anyway. You probably couldn't even hold it, let alone
I
shoot it.
don't think he's telling us local prices. I think he's trying to cheat us.
Let's
These are the-
let's talk blasters.
These
Okay.
are the best prices around. Where you gonna go? Across the street? And he like points to a shop across the street that says Bolcheco and Sons. And it appears to be some sort of weapon and equipment repair shop. All of the advertisements out front are not in neon or phosphorescent. They are straight up like metal crafted signs. In fact, it doesn't appear there are actually any lights on in the building at all. And he just points to it like, you gonna go there?
I suppose we could.
Good luck. Sort of dribble comes out of his mouth.
I would at least know how much like a normal basic blaster rifle or basic blaster would cost, right?
Yes,
Like, I would
absolutely.
know that.
You would absolutely know that a blaster pistol market price is like 400 credits.
Yeah.
How many HP do blasters have?
Modifying.
Most
Just one?
a blaster pistol by itself has 3 hard points.
Okay.
Yeah.
What-
Blaster rifles have 4.
Do I have the ability to record what I see?
Oh yeah, of course, you're a droid.
Okay.
ULAGO reaches for Oda's blaster.
The PR-3, the big thing is you don't have a playback device. So you can record everything and keep it internally, but you can't play it back for anyone until you get like
to upload
something
it.
that will do that. Yeah.
Oda, give me your blaster.
She hands him the light blaster. Ugh.
He looks over.
But
What about
Jesse,
head?
a light
what about-
blaster is different than a normal blaster, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. You were just looking at blasters. He has no light blasters at all. He does have one holdout blaster, which is kind of like, you know, a form of a light blaster.
No, I don't want the light blaster. She thinks she looted the light blaster from
Mhm.
some Imperial at some point. She likes her normal blaster. The light blaster is weak sauce.
I want you to
So-
know. I'm
So
gonna
give me the blaster you want to use. I know you don't like this one.
I'm gonna have, if this was a video game in the corner, it'd be like that one guy Oda tricked and put in a cell remembers this.
Yeah.
You stole his blaster, and that poor man fell in love, and you put him in a cell. All right.
Okay,
So
I give
yeah,
him my good blaster, but I give him an eyebrow. Like, be careful with this, because this is Oda's like tried and true trusty companion blaster.
It's
okay.
a regular blaster pistol.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you want to give him the light blaster pistol to just sell?
Well, she likes dual wielding, but she thinks the
Uh-huh.
light blaster is lame. So she either wants a cooler blaster to replace the light blaster with, or she wants some sort of upgrade to either one or both of the blasters.
Okay.
ULAGO looks over Oda's blaster and he says, "What about a hair trigger? You got a hair trigger?"
Do I know what that does? I should.
He's I'm talking to the shopkeeper.
Oh.
Set trigger.
Yeah, he looks in the back and tries to figure out like upgrades that he thinks would be useful for you, but he let me see. Yeah, he does not have any on him.
No set triggers.
Okay, fine. Can I have some stun grenades, please?
Stun grenades?
Hang on. Oda, you want 2 pistols and stun grenades,
Yes.
but you can barely use the 2 pistols, let alone 1.
What? I use
And now
them
you want
just
stun grenades.
fine. What do you mean I can barely use them?
You ever used a stun grenade before?
Yes.
You have.
Yes.
You have used a stun grenade before.
That's what I said.
Her heart rate is
You're aware of
speeding
what
up.
happens if you don't throw a stun grenade far enough, or you drop
Duh.
it. Okay.
Seems obvious, I suppose.
As you're
How
fighting,
much is stun
he-
grenades?
yeah, as they're going at it, he looks back at you, Dio, and just like has the grossest, biggest smile with his sharp teeth. And he can't believe you brought them here. He's so excited. and he just gives you like a wink of thank you, and he goes back and pulls out a. You know how sometimes either if you go get glasses or if you go look at rings, there's always that they pull out like a drawer and they put the drawer on the counter, and the drawer has all of these glasses or whatever's in it. It's that, but it's all stun grenades. And he puts it on the table and he's like, "Take your pick." They all
Now
look the same.
that Oda's hands are free because ULAGO took both her blasters, she's like, and she picks 2 stun grenades.
Yeah. The counter is now covered in your glasses that you have left on the counter, and you have 2 stun grenades in your hand. And he's like, "Well, I think
50
could
each.
sell
All right,
to
50
you.
each is fine. Yeah, I'll agree to that.
More like 100
Each?
each."
Hold on a moment, please. Do you have any grenades that perhaps spray acid all over everyone, or have nails in them? Perhaps they explode and stinging insects of some kind emerge.
Yeah, he like cackles and he's like, "Maybe I will." And he goes back and he looks in another drawer, pulls out a series of explosive devices. One of them you recognize as a quill bomb. Quill bombs are basically a weapon that was inspired by sort of a giant beast that would shoot quills out of its back. And so essentially when you're carrying this grenade and you throw it, it shoots these quills, but it's not like a frag grenade or something. It literally is a grenade that shoots poison toxic quills in the air. And it wreaks havoc on biological entities.
That looks absolutely delightful.
Okay. He looks at you and he sort of like looks you up and down, PR-3, and says, "Well, I think I could do something fun with you." And he begins to go back through his catalog of items as the group of you begin to look over his stuff. So I'll give you a second to figure out kind of what you're looking for, but I'm also going to try and find what this flamethrower is called because it has a special name. Because it has a special name.
I got what I need. I'm not giving this man any more money.
All right. What about you? Got any forearm grips, custom grips?
Oh, yes, many quips, so many quips. We got custom quip. Oh, we have wrist mounts, everything. But his back is still turned to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, PR-3. He turns around and he has in his possession a giant underbarrel flame projector. And this thing is a big weapon. It's rifle sized. And he looks at you and he's like, "I think maybe if we modify one of your arms, we could put it in with reduced damage."
How much?
Normally is 5,000 credits, but for who? With I do 3,500.
Perhaps we can help each other out. Have you ever considered sponsorship?
I sponsor myself all the time.
Look at this group here. We are obviously gearing up for something special. Let's say I record every amazing feat that happens with the weapons that you sold us.
Go
making
on.
Could you imagine the
influencer
slow
deal.
motion glory of every single implement of destruction that you have given us with your name, your branding, your glory?
Would you play music over?
Yes, I would. I
And
would
would you make
maximize
it
it
seem as
with
though
music.
it were not an advertisement,
Yes.
but in fact your own opinion?
My own what?
Your own
Opinion.
Yes, of course. It would be the ultimate testimonial.
Okay. Then for Wu, I take away installation fee. Only 3,500 credits.
That's what he said before.
But he didn't say installation fee. I was holding that back. I was like 5,000 for installation, sucker.
Oh, were you?
3,500.
Okay.
It's still like a 400% markup.
Yeah. I was gonna say. So you were gonna hit with the 3,500 and then hit with the fee later? Was
That's
that what-
right. That's what I was
All
gonna
right,
do.
all right.
Damn right. That's what I was gonna do.
All right.
Now he's not doing that. Now it's still 3,500.
And the rest of the items that you sell us as well. It would be an investment.
Are they recording?
I am recording, but they, of course, are putting themselves in the scenario to be blown to little bits while using the equipment.
Yes,
Of course, we
but
would not
who would
include
be
that.
recording them?
I will be recording them.
Then you get the deal.
Yep. Only the cameraman, not the talent.
Sounds correct to me.
Sounds fair, then.
Excellent. And so, yeah, he asks you to join him. Like he collects everything from all the tables. He takes the explosives from you, Oda. He sort of collects everything and puts it back behind the counter and begins to lock stuff down. And he asks you to join him behind the counter, PR-3, and so he can operate on you.
Yeah.
And add this to you. Yeah?
Yep.
Sure.
If it's all right with them.
Yeah, he'll come back to them in a minute.
If any of you object, now's the time to speak up before I go get this
Look,
and
you
use
have
the
your
money.
own autonomy. You get to make your own
It's
decisions about
all
your
of our
droid
money
body.
pooled, though, so I'm just making sure.
Mike, I'm gonna
ULAGO
message
makes
you.
unilateral decisions about our money. Why shouldn't you?
Yeah, if you want it. It's not my money.
Just so you know, CEO.
PR3 is not wanted for anything up to this point.
I sent you a message, Bike, in private. If you could look at that on Twitter, please.
Right. You think now?
Can I mean, well, here's the thing. He's going to open you up.
Yeah.
So you know what? Let's see what happens. I'll do some rolls.
Wait, one sec.
We'll do some rolls together. For those curious, yeah, he would have to. He would have to. Yeah.
All right. Roll it then.
For those
Let
curious,
fate decide.
obligation I rolled today was for Bike, so this is part of his obligation. And well, I guess we'll find out. Okay, so if you would be so kind, when he comes back and pulls you behind the counter, he's like, "Come with me to my workshop," and he pulls you into the back room, and he closes the curtain, and he begins to operate on you and pull you apart and input this flamethrower into your arm. So no matter what, you're at least gonna have a flamethrower attached to you at the cost of 3,500 credits. So Sam, if you could mark that off your money, you at least have a weapon now. That's good.
I can't think of a better value.
Yeah, you really don't have any actual talent to use it, as far as I'm aware.
I'm just gonna
But
flail
you have
around.
it. Yeah, you have it. Okay.
It was
So-
3,500, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He goes into the back and he leaves the three of you alone in the shop, but everything is locked up tight. What do you do? It's going to take a minute for them to work on PR-3.
Oda starts trying to stack her glasses in a pyramid.
Yeah, you try. I'm going to ask you to please roll for me a this would be what exactly? Probably a coordination.
Sure. She has 6 specifically now. So if she succeeds, this is going to be a perfectly balanced pyramid.
Perfectly balanced. Unfortunately, you still have your 4 die, I think. No, wait, you have your 4 die. Doesn't matter. We won't use that. Yeah, you don't succeed, but you don't like break any of them. You try your hardest and you strain to do it, but for some reason it just isn't perfectly balanced.
I like
Perhaps
the
it's a
idea. I like the
flashback.
idea that it's like an uneven surface, and Odin's too drunk to realize. So it's just,
Yeah, they keep
I think
slipping a
she-
little.
I think she takes this as like I think the strain comes from the fact that she's like inside her internal monologues like I'm a Jedi. If I can't build a pyramid out of glasses, what good am I? There's no balance in my force, and she's just like completely having an existential crisis about the fact that she can't stack these in a pyramid.
Dio, you are sitting with them and you are trying your hardest to, I imagine, stay out of this nonsense. But is there anything you're doing while you're watching this all go down, while you're watching Oda stack and ULAGO stare at weapons? What are you up to? What's going on in your head right now as this is all taking place?
I'm taking a nap.
Yeah?
I'd say Tayo's
Are
just
you
like,
are you just you go outside onto the stoop, or do you
no, I think
try
I
to
just,
nap standing?
oh, I think I lean against the wall and like just shut my eyes. You know when it's like one of those half, like you're just kind of nodding off.
Sure. Yeah, and you're just like in the back, eyes closed a little bit. After a while, this Jablogian comes waddling out, and PR-3 is still behind the curtain, and he gives you all a look. And it is kind of one you've never seen on his face before. Dio, your eyes are closed, so you don't notice this. But ULAGO, Oda, you haven't spent enough time to realize the depths of which this is unique. But he has a like disturbed look on his face. You can roll to see if you can determine maybe what is the origin of his disturbance.
Okay.
But he looks a little like freaked out.
Can I can't like read people's minds, but can I use some sort of like force insight here?
Yeah, if you this would be ULAGO, you cannot detect it. This would be a thing that if you wanted to, you could roll your force die, like your actual force die. So you'd go in and bump that up to 1 and then roll it. And if you got a light side point, I'd let you use that to like sort of peer into this guy.
Yeah, to like
I'm gonna be like, you know, wishy-washy with the force for a while. You can use it for things that aren't necessarily like your bag. It's the force, right?
Mm-hmm. So I just rolled just the dice, the force die, right? Or do I roll like a perception?
Nope. Right now, you would use the force die for perception, but right now you're just rolling the force die.
The disadvantage of the force die, and it is that sometimes it can be the dark
side.
I think
Yeah.
this is appropriate though, because peering into someone's mind uninvited is a little bit dark sidey. So
Yeah, I mean, so basically, right now you can either choose to look into this person's mind, or you cannot. If you don't, you just won't. If you do, you will tap into the dark side of the force, which will hurt you long term.
no, I think she's like, oh, I'm gonna look into that person's mind, and then she feels the calling of the dark side on her as she starts to do that, and she's like, nope, never mind. Whoops, just drunk.
Yeah, you have, be it the alcohol, or be it this character, or be it possibly PR-3 itself. You're not sure, but as you begin to sort of, you hear that like, you know, like tapping into the mind of this figure in the background, the subtle whispers that every time a Sith character ever shows up, there's always like that little weird whisper. Absolutely. It is almost like the One Ring is calling you. There is something there that makes you stop. And you're like, oh no, I will not be doing this anytime soon. And you can't decipher whether it is him or you or the situation.
Holding.
Yeah, you don't know what it is. You couldn't figure it out. But something is causing you to just like not be okay with this.
Can I just try to roll like perception like a normal non-force using person?
Yes, let me go to 20. Yeah, go nuts. No, in fact, you still have your force point. In fact, you super dark side. No, you
Whoops.
you fail completely. Like you're shook. You are totally shook by this feeling that has taken over you. It almost sobers you up a little bit because it's something that you may have only felt once before, and it's a dark place to be.
Well, those advantage can heal strain though, so maybe the sobering up is what I needed.
Absolutely, sure. And then you stand there for a split second as you're all kind of like and then PR3 walks out. PR3, you now have a flamethrower attachment in your hand. If you would be so kind to you can either Google this or just look up unbarreled flame projector. I will actually send that to you as well. The damage that it does for you is that it has a damage of 6 because it is not a rifle-sized weapon. So you have a damage of 6. You have a crit of 2 and range short, but it has burn 5, blast 2. And I can send that to you whenever you get the chance. I can send that to you. But you now have that. And the rest of you see him walk out, and PR3 moves behind the counter to join the group of you, and he sort of looks at you and he says, "Well, I should be going now. This was most fun. Thank you for shopping."
What do you mean? We got
And
stuff
he-
we need to buy.
"No, it's okay. Time for Blazlogian to go." And he
What?
sort of like puts down his pipe and sort of empties it and presses a button, and metal casings begin to slam shut around all of the parts of the shop. And he sort of like scoots back and moves behind the curtains, and then a metal door slides over the curtains. And then the two blasters that were above on little swivels point directly at you. And over a loudspeaker, you hear, "Time for you to go."
Well, I already had the stun grenades in my hand, and we didn't pay for them.
He took them back. He took those back, and he took back everything. Yeah, when he took PR3 into the back, he took back everything.
This is a extra frown emoji that you're seeing right here.
Yeah, he went behind the counter and into the back room and shut everything down. And the door, you hear like a ching ching, and the door opens. He's like, "Time for you to go."
This is a terrible shop, and I've had a very bad time, and I wish I hadn't given you a special gift. And she collects all her glasses back up, puts both her blasters away, and she starts walking over toward the other shop across the street.
Sure. Yeah, back out in the street as the four of you exit. Dio.
Well, hang on.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna exit yet.
Okay. Well, Dio can't exit because Dio's half asleep. I was gonna ask what Dio was
Shoot.
up to, but so yeah.
Well, I'd say that when things start closing, it's gonna wake her up.
Sure, like slides
Yeah.
past you and sort of startles you awake. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the four of you are in here as Oda, I assume, is trying to leave and go back into the street. What are you up to, Lago?
Alago's pissed. He's debating just fucking shooting these turrets and forcing this guy to sell stuff to him.
You could try. You can try. By all means. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Sure.
As soon as
I
they
need
start to activate, I'm gonna fire at the nearest one of the two.
Well, they
turrets.
haven't activated. They are just pointing at you.
Yeah.
Are you
yeah,
saying
yeah.
you want to shoot them before they fire?
Yeah, I'm gonna preemptively shoot the first one,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna try and
maneuver.
maneuver to cover.
It is, and so it's definitely within range, right? It's short range away, so you can definitely hit it.
Mhm.
I need you to roll for me a is anyone else gonna attack at all? Or is this literally just a Sam thing?
Oda is literally already like pouting out the door. So she
Okay.
it doesn't even occur to her to attack until she maybe hears something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm too distracted by the weight of my new arm. I'm getting used to it.
Okay. Yeah. If you would be so kind, Sam, to roll me your cool, please.
Okay.
Damn. Okay.
Wow.
Then let me see right here. The blasters. They have a 2. All right. Let's roll. All right. So, because the blasters have a success, they get to go first in the turn order. But because
I'm
you
getting the jump on
but
him.
yes, but because you have cool, they
Okay.
have vigilance. So you get a first attack, and then from that point on, they would get first in turn order.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. So basically, we go you, then them again. Just a heads up.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Fire away. This is I'll bring up for people who are like, how does it work? This screen right here is the range band. So if people want to look, that's what it looks like when you're attacking and you're within short range. So literally, all you have to do is beat one black or one
Yeah.
purple die.
Yeah. I got
So-
accuracy 1, and I'm gonna use true aim to upgrade my my shot as well.
You have the blue die on your end?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And then you want me to do the other blue die? Yes?
No, it's just one upgrade, so I'll just upgrade my end
Okay, go for it.
for true aim.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Holy shit!
Well,
That laugh.
all right. Well, okay. All right. Oda, you go out the door, and as you walk out the door, you hear a sound that is like not even an explosion. It is the sound of a crack and a crackle and metal clanking and all sorts of like it sounds like if a droid fell down metal stairs, but the stairs were like 80 flights of stairs and it kept going. And the droid the entire way was just making like painful explosion noises. It sounds terrible. Inside, ULAGO, what does it look like when you pull out your weapon and blast this thing?
Am I blasting just one?
You're blasting one, but you have your 2 major success things going on there. So, tell me what happens. You get to play this one out.
Yeah, I mean, he immediately pulls out his rifle and he shoots one of the turrets, and he shoots it with such accuracy that the power to the store just shorts for a
Sure.
moment.
Yeah,
And,
as
it all
yeah.
goes black.
as it does, the power shuts down. All the turrets drop. The one turret you shot is completely fizzled out. It drops down. All of the shutters open up again, and all the turrets go back inside their compartments. And Oda, when you open the door to go back in, you see PR-3, DAEYO, and ULAGO standing in a store that is no longer shielded, that there are no guns anywhere, but there's also no sign of anything that happened. Like it's like you turned around for a moment and something happened, but you missed all of it. You missed this incredible moment, and now it's just like a normal store again.
What should I roll to see if I'm startled and whether I manage to hold on to the 6 glasses I'm holding?
I would love for you to roll a I want to say, just for the sake of comedy, cool, but I don't think that's actually what it is. You would probably be rolling your Actually, yeah, cool.
I'm gonna
Cool
give you.
makes
I'm gonna give you a boost with my.
Oh, you're
advantage,
yeah.
Yeah.
Where do I roll cool? I was looking for it and I couldn't
It's
find it.
straight
right
up.
at the
Oh, it's in the skills. There it is.
Yeah.
Do I need to do anything to take that extra boost, or is it already on there?
I have included it on your sheet,
Great.
or on my sheet version.
All right, save the glasses.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think
Wow, nice.
that many successes, I think what happens is she does drop them all, but she like force quick is like and
Yeah.
gets them back.
And
then-
because everyone is still startled by what ULAGO has done and how well he dismantled everything, that no one turns to see you force grab all of them in like a perfect, quick manner, so you don't reveal yourself at all to anyone.
Great.
And you just very quickly grab it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Out of the curtains, you see this guy, Baslorgian, sort of like poke out, and he's like, "Oh, I see you're still here. Okay." He like comes back out, like almost as nothing has happened. He's like, "So, what will it be?"
Stun grenades, please.
ULAGO puts the gun in his face and says, "What did you do?"
I didn't do anything.
What did you do to the
Nothing.
droid?
I did nothing to the dwarf. I gave him what he wanted. And he like picks up his pipe and just starts like furiously smoking it. And he's like trying to relax himself. He's like, ask him. I don't know.
I feel fantastic.
Try to intimidate him.
So like the turrets are gone, right?
Everything's gone. You literally have shut down this man's defense systems. After you leave, he's probably gonna get robbed. Yes. He has nothing to protect him. He's totally screwed. He's got nothing.
And what's the case made of that rifle is in?
The case, it's literally the same thing that like the bridge windows on a starship are made of. Like they're designed to take blaster fire. So you couldn't like shoot it open.
Okay. I tell him to open it.
You want this? No, you don't want this Wapta.
I'm gonna teach you a valuable lesson today. Open it.
But he like looks over at PR-3 and he's like, "Well, I see you all love to live dangerous, we."
I will
He turns
produce a
around.
fantastic video for you.
He turns around and brings down the case and sort of pushes it towards you. And he gives you the 2 stun grenades. He's like, just go.
Where's my blaster?
Just take your blaster. Let's go.
So he gives me a normal blaster?
Yeah, he just gives you a blaster and he's telling you
Nice.
to get the hell out of his shop.
Sick.
So you have 2
All right.
normal blasters right now.
And a light blaster and 2 stun grenades.
He's like, get out. Get out of my
Cool.
shop.
And that spiky grenade too with the spikes.
I'll go woke. You can't take all my weapons.
You look at the walls are covered with weapons here.
He wants the spiky grenade. My hands are tied, so you better
It's
do
very
it.
spiky.
He stares at you, PR-3, and ULAGO, even though you have a rifle pointing in his face, it is extremely obvious to you. A man who has spent much time in combat.
Yeah.
He's not afraid of you. His fear is entirely PR-3 based. And he looks at you and gives PR-3, he gives you that grenade.
Excellent.
And he pushes the disruptor rifle to you, ULAGO.
Okay.
And he's just like, go.
ULAGO shoulders it and he grabs a couple of comm links and he leaves 10,000 credits on the desk.
Yeah, he sort of like looks at you and scrambles to grab it and runs behind that curtain.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and the 4 of you are just left in the shop. And you now have a ludicrous amount of weaponry and grenades.
Nice.
Where to?
Well, we better get going then, shall we?
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
adding stun grenades to my character sheet.
Oh, jeez.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, ULAGO, he hands out the comm links and I guess starts heading down the street they haven't been, right? Because they know where everything else is. Definitely doesn't have an inn or
Yeah.
lodging.
You are currently on what is known as Visrolo Alley. It is kind of off the main street, which is where you came from, and that main street isn't called it's called Mercudo Street. And so, Dio, you saw all this go down. Is anything like piquing your interest about what just happened? As someone who has possibly experience with any of this that's been going on?
I would say I'm more so curious as to why he looks so afraid of PR-3.
Would you like to inquire as to what this is?
Yeah, maybe I should.
Do you want to ask PR3?
I mean, nothing externally seems off, right? Or that different besides a flamethrower.
Now he has on his right arm, he has where, so you know how like on the droids one like a scomp link would like whoop, or would come out of a finger? Here under his wrist is like a nozzle, and most of his arm now is kind of like the mechanical bits of a flamethrower, and there is a tube that connects to something in his chassis. Probably whatever the like component used to shoot the flame or some sort of fuel source is built into him now. But yeah, so he's still a normal droid. There's no difference than all before. It's the same.
I don't think I'd ask. I think I would just like inspect his behavior for now.
I mean, you don't even need to roll for this. He's doing the exact same thing. There's literally no difference to PR3. He is the exact same PR3 he has always been.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'd just keep an eye on him and not do anything else for now.
Okay.
Follow Oda to wherever. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already
ULAGO?
been in here. I've already shopped, so it was just one of those
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna do much.
Yes.
I was gonna say, ULAGO, Oda, do either of you do anything with PR3? You're just let him slide. Y'all are too nice.
Well, no, I mean, ULAGO's fuming from that transaction.
Mm-hmm.
So he's angry walking towards some form of lodging.
Okay, so you're leading the way. You're like out in front, pissed.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So like mom's giving the silent treatment, dad's pissed, and Oda's like looking between them, and like her buzz is wearing off, and she's looking at PR3 and she's like, "Why are they so mad? What'd you do?"
I didn't do anything.
They didn't like whatever, something with the why was this storekeeper so mad at you?
Mad at me. I noticed nothing.
Or scared of you? Or shocked?
Perhaps it was
Something?
because when he opened me up, there was a series of small creatures working levers and pulleys, and it was what was operating me the entire time.
Really?
No, that's stupid.
Well, it would have been fun.
The group of you continue to follow Lago down the street, and you see that at the end of this street, as you walk down the street, you notice several places. There is a place called Gam Gam's Equipment Depot in Superi. There is a place called 518. There is a place called Bolcheco and Sons, who just came from Baz Lorigan's Tech Surplus Store. And at the end of the street, you see a building that says it is a hotel, but it looks like no hotel you've ever been in. It appears to be very run down, and it appears to have no actual like signage other than hotel arrow, and then bars on the window.
Perfect.
Masters of advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where you go? Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
you enter the building, and behind a counter that has, again, bars in front of it, there is a older woman in a sort of a robe situation, but it's multicolored and it's very tattered. And she is working on a quilt, and she's quilting something together. She looks up at you and she goes, "Ah, a room for rent?
Yeah.
Will it be for
Two
the
rooms.
standard night or by the standard hour?
2 rooms for the night.
2 rooms for the night. And who will be staying where exactly?
I'm with the droid.
Oh, that kind of night, eh? All right. And she goes over and picks up 2
He rolls
keys.
his eyes.
She picks up 2 keys and hands them to you. And they are, imagine if you will, the tag of like an old-timey hotel, but the key itself is a futuristic looking key that has sort of like a glow to it, but it actually has like a really crappy tag on one side. And she gives you both keys and it's like, all right, you droid boy, you're on floor 5, and the 2 ladies. She like looks through her logs. She goes, floor 3, rooms 518, 316. Please enjoy. And then she like goes back to quilting.
Okay.
Yeah. There are no lifts in this building. It's only stairs.
My one weakness.
Mm-hmm.
You can still climb stairs, right?
It's just gonna be a minute.
That's fine.
Just one at a time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so do you just go to your rooms? Do the 4 of you just split up?
Yeah, do we pay up front for the rooms?
Yeah.
No. There is she's like she will get you on the way out.
Nice old lady. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Oda's tired. She's been like real drunk all day on mudslides, so she's got a sugar crash going on.
Absolutely. The Dio, do you just go with Oda immediately upstairs to your room?
Oh yeah. I'd say Dio's pretty tired. That's why she was falling asleep.
Okay, sure. You oh, hold on. All right. So the 2 of you head upstairs and immediately just go. ULAGO, you begin to head up the stairs and you notice that PR-3 is like slow walking it. And you
Okay.
have to get to the 5th floor. Do you wait for PR-3? Or
How heavy? I'm assuming a droid would be very heavy.
Here's the thing. Based on your past, you kind of have a general guess of how much droids weigh. They are mostly chest weight, if that makes any sense, because that's where all the gears and gizmos and circuitry is. So you kind of know how much a droid weighs.
Okay. I'd probably like put his non-flamethrower arm over my shoulder and then like, you know, help him.
That is unnecessary.
Yeah, well, I don't have all night, so come on.
Then go ahead. I'll be up directly.
Are you going to try and lift him?
Do we know what room we're in?
518.
Okay. At his refusal, I just go 518.
Right.
All right, so you're just going to leave him and go?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so you just head up the stairs. PR-3, based on the incident you had today, are you feeling pretty comfortable with your status with your friends? Do you think they detect anything?
I'm oblivious.
Great. Excellent. The group, you continue to go up the stairs by yourself. You eventually get to the room. It has been, ULAGO, 2 hours. You are asleep when the door opens and you pop awake like all good soldiers. You pop awake and PR-3 enters the room. And then you realize droids don't even need to sleep. So what the hell are you doing? And you go back to sleep.
Yeah, well, I mean, we gotta keep him safe. But,
So
yeah, I'd probably like to. I mean, once I get to the room, I'd probably like to inspect this disruptor.
oh, sure. It is straight up just a room. It is. You detect nothing of any.
Oh, the
like-
rifle. Sorry.
Oh, you want to look at the rifle?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Like lay it down on the bed and.
Mm-hmm. So, a disruptor rifle is bad news. It is one that is, to your eye, it is a working, functioning disruptor rifle. It has a cumbersome of 2, which is what what is the actual definition of what cumbersome does to
I
people?
currently have a cumbersome. I think cumbersome implies that you need that much strength just to hold it. That much brawn just to hold it.
Cumbersome weapon is large, unwieldy, awkward, and heavy. To wield a cumbersome weapon properly, the character needs a brawn characteristic equal or greater than the weapon's cumbersome rating. So it's a 2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're fine.
Cool.
It is big, it is cumbersome, but it has a
It's a
vicious
cumbersome
rating of
5,
5.
right?
What now?
I think cumbersome 5.
The one that you have is a cumbersome 2.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, you have a cumbersome 2 disruptor rifle. But it has a vicious of 5, and vicious, for those who are curious, is a passive that when this weapon scores a critical injury or hit, the character adds 10 times the vicious rating to the critical roll. So with the vicious of 3, you would add 30 example to the critical roll. So literally, if you hit someone, get a crit, and they get a crit roll on them, it's you're adding plus 50 to whatever they it's crazy. It sucks. And then if they have a crit 2 or whatever, it's bad news. People die very quickly with this weapon.
Oh, it's cumbersome 2, but its encumbrance is 5. That's what I meant.
Yes, yeah.
It's a
So
fucking
it's
heavy old gun.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to make some choices when you move about. You'll be pretty slow.
Yeah.
And it has a damage of 10, a crit of 2. So it's again bad news, and has 4 hard points if you ever want to mod it out.
Cool.
It is pretty impressive.
Chat, does encumbrance only apply to equipped gear? I think so, right? Or is it things you're carrying too?
Well, I mean, I assume we're going to equip this.
Well, so if I want to use it, I'm basically gonna probably give my rifle to Oda.
Yeah. Like you couldn't
that.
carry your rifle and this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although you'd look badass and it'd be incredible, but you couldn't do both.
Gotcha,
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So
All right.
you close your eyes, and in a very brief, seems like moments, but really hours have gone by, you find yourself waking up to a brand new day, or whatever it is, because there is no light here, on the Ring of Kafrene, and you notice that your personalized indicator says that your ship is in fact ready. And
Cool.
you hear like a ping to go back to your ship. Your ship is processed and ready and waiting for hangar.
Oda's like, oh yeah, we bought a ship.
Yeah, the group of you meet up in the morning, and it is straight up just 30 credits apiece for the rooms. So 60 credits total to stay there.
Cool. Yeah.
And she out front, you all meet up, and you have this ping saying, hey, your ship is ready. Meet at hangar 8. And your ship will be there prepared for you.
Since we slept, we reset our strain, right?
Absolutely. Your strain is back to normal. You're fine.
Great.
I need to download this so I can get a file. So yes, the group of you begin. Sorry, Blazgorian. The group of you begin to head back to the hangar. It is hangar 8, which your ship is at. I think this is obvious. You don't need a perception roll. This is not the hangar where you bought the ship. This is a different hangar.
Okay.
And so, as the group of you head back, you notice that you're headed into an area of the town that is a little less populated, a little less crowded, and it seems, at least to you, like this is probably where all the shady deals go down. And what you're doing, again, buying a used ship like this is probably not the most legal thing. But
Okay, cool.
you arrive at the hangar, and before you stands your Lancer class pursuit craft. And it is big, flashy, gray. The outside is almost all gray. There's scorch marks, and you can see sort of it has been in a firefight at some point. Because I love you. Well, I'll say this first. There's no one there. The ship is there. There The weird space Frenchman's not there. There are no security. There's no guards. There's no spaceport officials. It's literally just the ship with no one there. It has been left there for you. And you see that hanging from the ramp that goes up into the ship is a little tag. And the tag has the codes that you would need to lock it in as your ship, should you need to lock down the ship or the computer system.
Cool.
And it is waiting there for you. I'm going to give you this file and add it into our database of handouts. Add handout. This handout is this, and it is called Made. Oh.
I'm excited.
We have a ship.
All players can be edited by all players. I don't know why. That's fine. Save changes. You should see this now, yes? Hopefully.
I do.
GM notes only visible
yeah.
to GM. That's not right.
Made of.
Yes. It is a handout.
Lancer Claws Pursuit Craft.
Yes. It should have an other S there. Hold on. I'll fix that later. Yeah, you have a Lancer class pursuit craft. The outside is what it looks like. It is scorched and gray and really doesn't have a paint job at all. It's pretty messed up. But on the inside, when you go inside the ship, you notice that you have a pretty sizable cargo hold. And you have two going from the back in, because the ramp in the butt of this thing is where you enter the ship. And you have let's enlarge this image. So you have 13 is sort of where you come in, and 10 is the main cargo hold. At 11 and 12, those are the engine controls for the two big ass engines on the side that keep you going. You have 9. Was at one point an additional storage room, but is completely filled with all the equipment for your shield generator.
Yep.
You have at 8 your lounge area. You have 7 is your galley, so you can make food there. You have 6 is your refresher, the toilet and shower. 5 is your passenger cabin with 4 bunks. 4 is your co-pilot cabin, which is like, an actual room. 3 is the pilot cabin. So literally there are 2 actual rooms and then 1 room that's just filled with bunks.
Cool.
And then you have a cockpit and escape pod. And the cockpit has 2 seats in it for the captain and co-pilot. And that is your ship. This is a ship you have bought. And it is called, as you go into the actual ship, you see there was at one time a name in Orabesh on the side of it that says in Orabesh, made of, and then it's sort of like scratched off. And you don't really know what that means, but it's like scratched off. And it was made of something.
Made of money.
Maybe.
Made of honor.
Do I have any CSI equipment I can scan?
Yeah, I mean, you can try. You definitely can.
I'm curious enough.
You don't have any actual scanners, but you can definitely try to perceive what that could have been.
Oda is
I'm
trying to
perceiving.
perceive it right now, so she'll roll for it too.
Yeah, give me a sec to give you actual die here. Yeah, go for it. Nope. Unfortunately, you cannot perceive what this is. It is too scratched. It's scratched beyond recognition.
We try real hard though, obviously.
Man.
All right. You now have a ship. You now board this ship, and the 4 of you have access to an entire ship. What do you do? What's the first thing you do when you're
Call beds. I call co-captain's quarters. Oda runs to it.
I love how you call co-captains. It's very sweet.
Well, she's not the captain,
Co-captain.
but she wants the second best bed.
Sure. What about the rest of you?
I find like the smallest, most basic bedroom and just make bunk there.
Yeah, the smallest, most basic bedroom is the crew quarters, and it's 4 bunks all by themselves. There's nothing else in the room. There's no entertainment. There's no nothing. It's just 4. Is that where you want to go?
Yep, that's where she'd go.
Sure. Ulago, where are you going?
I mean, he just goes straight for the cockpit. Not interested in looking at the rooms.
Cool. PR3, where are you going?
What did I have the information on? Was it just coordinates that I had that my previous owner was taken? Is that what I had?
You know that your previous owner was taken to something called Project Stardust.
Okay,
you-
but I
that's
never had
all
any
you
other
know.
information. Okay.
You did have ship coordinates. For
Yeah, I
the
thought I
ship
had
you
ship coordinates,
stole
you said.
that was bound
You
for
did.
a
You're the
place.
ship. You're
Yeah.
the coordinates of where the ship was headed,
Yeah.
but you don't know like what that is. You don't like
Yeah.
know what it is. It's taking Project Stardust.
All right, then I go to Ulago.
What is our next step? I would like to continue pursuing my previous owner.
I mean, sounds good to me. We'll have to, run it by everybody, but you still have the coordinates.
I do.
All right. Punch him in. Let's see where it takes us.
Well, that was easy.
I mean, would we be
Yeah.
able to see it? Would we be able to see a destination through coordinates?
You would not be able to see. You'd just be able to see the coordinate.
Okay.
Now it would give you a star chart that you could look at that you could probably perceive where that would be.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess I'd take a second to try and figure out if I can work out roughly where these coordinates would be.
Sure.
In the outer rim or wherever they are.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of role would you need from me, sir?
For you, this would be a what is this
Is
thing
it-
called? It's one of your knowledge checks. It is a
Chronology?
knowledge, probably outer rim intelligence
rim?
check.
I should roll
Okay.
for it too, then.
Yes, you both should for sure.
All right.
All right, PR3. Yeah, all right, you're both very aware. Here's the thing, you're both very aware for incredibly different reasons.
Yeah.
PR3, you know, because you're an Imperial protocol droid and you know everything there is to know about the Empire. Ulago, you know, because of your time in the Republic. It is someplace in the Arcanus sector. And the Arcanus sector is along one of the trade routes that is near Ryloth and Rhodia and Shamia and a place called Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a bunch of planets there, but it's out in the middle of nowhere. So you're not really sure exactly what planet this is.
Okay.
But it's out in the middle of nowhere, and it's in places where people try to, like, not be found.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a rough idea where we're going.
Yep.
Yeah, is that
Hello?
the plan then?
Oda. He'll wander around. He puts his heavy guns against the wall and walks around trying to find them.
Oda is arranging the glasses, the souvenir glasses, on like a little shelf in the co-captain's quarters and trying to make sure that they're securely there in case the ship, hits something rough. But when Ulago proposes this plan, she's like, sounds good. Let's go.
PR3's looking to locate his master, and to be honest, it's going to give us a little bit more insight into what the hell was going on that planet anyway. So,
Yeah, I got nowhere to be right now. So,
all right. He
as long
goes
as I can
to
eat
find
and shoot
Daeyo
things.
and relay the same information.
Yeah,
Sure.
Daeyo would just go along with it.
All right. Well, lucky you, PR3. Everybody's on board.
You really have to fight for that.
Me.
Yeah. Ulago slides into the pilot seat,
Okay.
and away we go.
Would you do you want a co-pilot for this, or are you just doing this yourself?
I mean, PR3 is welcome to take co-pilot if he wants to. I'm assuming he would, because he's
Sure.
interested in doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So you need to start this bad boy up. If you could give me your piloting roll. This would be,
Planetary?
even though you're in space, this is still a planetary takeoff, kind of.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. You move the little weird knobs that seem to make no sense, and you turn some things. It's almost, like there is no control stick at all because it's Star Wars. And you press some buttons, and you hear the whir of the engines, and all the lights around you turn on, right? And the ship begins to shake and vibrate as if perhaps it hasn't been turned on in a while. And the engines on the side light up in that blue hue, and you feel it begin to sort of lift off the ground a little bit.
Yay, this
Here we
is so
go.
exciting.
Not bad, eh? Our own ship.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it's up, 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 and up.
Okay. You begin to exit the hangar bay. And as you do, you make a very easy turn and head out into the asteroid belt of the Ring of Kafrene. And as you begin to exit away from the port, which you can see on the screen, hopefully I did that right and you can see it. Yeah, which you can see on the screen. You hear over the communications of your ship. Well, hello, Captain TIE Fighter. I've been waiting for you. And
You really don't take a hint, do you?
in the viewing screen in front of you,
Oh, fuck.
just out of visual range, but definitely on your radar, you see. Where's this thing?
Dun, 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 dun.
One of these bad boys, not, one of the bigger ships, one of these bad. A light cruiser approaches you and begins to close in on the group of you. It is moving at a speed that will eventually catch you unless you start going faster. But you are currently in an asteroid belt, and it is outside the asteroid belt waiting for you to leave.
Okay. Well, looks like we got to see how fast this baby goes.
Distressing.
If Oda's aware of this, which I assume she is, she's gonna run for the weapons area, man the guns.
Yeah, all the weapons and everything are handled from the cockpit.
Oh, I wanted to be, great kid, don't get cocky,
There is none of that in this ship.
Well, then she'll hover awkwardly behind the co-pilot and pilot.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you see Oda enter the room. Dio, do you do anything?
I'm just gonna sit here and await orders.
Okay. Yeah, Dio's just in her room doing nothing.
Oh
at the
no,
moment.
no. I thought I was in the. I'm sorry. I moved. to
Oh,
the...
okay, yeah. So everyone runs to the cockpit, is
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, yeah. Everyone runs to the cockpit as the communications comes to life with the voice of Imperial Agent Dawn Kren, and she says, "You may turn around now and head back to the ring, and we will meet you there, or we will destroy you."
How the fuck did they find us?
Perhaps it is the strong bond that you both formed when you were girlfriend and boyfriend.
We weren't girlfriend and boyfriend.
You clearly have low standards.
My standards have nothing to do with the current situation. Now, I
I'm not going to argue further.
I suggest we navigate this asteroid belt and punch it.
I see you're proceeding forward. This is most unfortunate. And it begins to fire on your ship.
Glad
You
we
are
got
protected-
those shields installed.
Well,
You
we're
are
in
protected-
we're in an asteroid belt too, right?
Yeah, you're protected by asteroids. You have
Yeah.
shields. But I'm still gonna roll just cause I want to
course
see
you
what
are.
happens. Who knows? I could get 2 massive critical successes. Who knows what'll happen?
The only person that can do that is me. Okay.
So, oh yeah, this is bad news for her. So she fires on you. Nope, nothing. They hit asteroids. You are totally protected. They cannot hit you. However, in order to enter hyperspace, some new movie BS, you have to get out of the asteroid belt. You can't just punch it and then fly through an asteroid. It's not happening. Not on my watch.
So I'm assuming you would like a piloting space roll.
Yes, this is a piloting space check, but also remember, you unfortunately are flying in a ship that has -2 maneuverability because it is very fast, but you need to be a great pilot in order to get fast.
Yeah.
So for you, we are going to this.
I'm gonna use the light side to upgrade my roll.
Okay, I will upgrade for you.
Thank you, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I will switch this on this screen.
Let me know when.
You may do it right now. Damn. Yeah, you go soaring through and you continue to fly with great speed and accuracy through these asteroids, as I'm sure one of the many themes of flying through asteroids from Star Wars plays in the background, as green turbo laser fire is flying at you from all directions. But because of the shielding, because of the asteroids protecting you, they cannot hit you, and you see specks of asteroids hit your shields and sort of vaporize as you're flying through. But it is a bumpy ride, and she continues shooting at you. And she's gonna do so again, but this time she's gonna use the dark side because F it.
You motherfucker.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this thing. It is. You're still. But okay. What's gonna happen is as you move towards the edge of the asteroid belt, the difficulty red die on you are going to decrease. So it'll just be easier for her to hit you if she needs to. All right, she's gonna try it again with the power of the dark side, and we are going to do it now. Yes. Okay.
Oof.
Thank
Ouchie,
you.
ouchie.
Yeah, she hits you. See where your ship's sheet is. That. What did I do with it? Okay, so your ship has a system strain of 10 and a hull trauma of 20. So while she hits you, your shields, which you have added, are actually still holding, but they are taking sustained damage. So she's actively hitting you now, but your shields are fine.
Okay, cool.
Please roll again to continue your escape.
I'm a light side again. Let me know when.
Give me a sec.
This is some stressful shit, though. I took 4 strain that last one.
Yep. Okay. You have your setback die in place. Go to town. Yeah, you live in that life. You still are doing it somehow, some
Cool.
insane way.
All right.
Yeah, you are continuing on, and you are still moving forward, heading straight at her, as she's just unloading fire upon your ship.
Yeah, he leads into the comms and he goes, "Your bark is certainly worse than your bite."
And she, you hear her sort of like chuckle at the end of the line. She's like, "Oh, Captain TIE Fighter, I can't wait to get my hands on you." And you hear the communication cut, and they fire another volley at you. And I'm going to use another dark side point.
Of course you are.
And yeah, okay, let's fight. Yeah, she hits you again. You begin to hear the strain of the ship as not only are asteroids hitting it, but so is this blaster fire, and it's all intensified on your forward shields.
There's like
yes, it is. Things are shaking. It is not great for them.
Okay.
Or for you, excuse me.
Are we out of this damn asteroid field yet?
You've just cleared the asteroid field.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just in open space, but this is, you still have bad handling, but you should be able to get clear and try for hyperspace.
Okay, we punch it. ULAGO just as fast as it'll go.
Excellent. Yeah, you punch your hyperspace, and as you do, you hear the
No, worst sound ever.
and the white lines sort of fade, and you're back in the star field, and the ship is still coming right towards you.
What the
And,
fuck is going on?
ULAGO, there are 5 levels of panic and terror, and I am all 5 of them, and could make a strong case for a 6th level.
How about
PR3, find out what's wrong with the ship. I'll go fix
make
it.
a strong case for getting our walk back online?
Yes, of course.
Okay, yeah, PR3,
Yeah, I'm going.
you head to the engine room.
I'm shuffling like I've never shuffled before.
Yeah, you run as fast as you can towards the engines. There are 2 engine controls. There's engine control for the starboard side and engine control for the port. Where do you head? And does anyone help him?
I was just waiting for PR3 to tell me from talking to the ship what the problem is.
Gotcha.
I
Yeah.
mean, do I know precisely where the failure would be coming from? Where
No,
the
because it's a hyperspace failure,
Yeah.
and so it could be either of the engines, and it is one of those things where it's you literally could be dealing with one or the other, or it could be the actual like hyperspace compression system itself.
Mhm.
It could be the hyperspace transceiver.
All right.
You do literally until you roll, you will not have a clue what this is.
Okay, so is there comms on the ship? If I go to one and someone goes to the other, I can communicate.
You all
easily?
have comm links now. You have a
All right.
comm link built into you, and everyone else has one because Sam took them from that dude.
Fantastic.
I need an extra set of hands in the other
I'm-
engine room.
I'm coming.
Okay. Yeah. Oda, you run down there and you meet PR3 in which one did you go to? Did you go to the starboard engine or the engine? Control.
I go.
Excuse me. I go port.
Cool. Yeah, you're in the port engine and you run down there, Oda, and you expect to see sparks and explosions. There's none of that. It literally is an unsolved case. You can't figure out why this is happening.
What do you need help with?
All right, so I'm port.
Yeah.
I don't have any kind of like scanny thing to see if there's any kind of like sabotage type things attached somewhere that they shouldn't be.
Absolutely. Give me a roll. This would be a I mean, let's say it's just a computer's check for you.
All right.
You're just trying to figure something out. Yeah. It's very simple. You realize this incredibly whoever did the wiring, whoever did the power coupling, you realize that when you replaced the oh my god, my brain just died. What is that damn thing? The tractor beam.
Mm.
When you replace the tractor beam with the shields, the tractor beam does not require as much power as the shields. So it's like if you upgrade your computer and you don't
Oh.
upgrade the power supply. Do you guys put in something that is very power like using heavy usage? And so basically, if you want to operate the hyperdrive you discover,
It's gonna
you
have
have to
come from
drop the
somewhere else.
shields.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, then I say that over comms to ULAGO.
Yeah. As you do, you remember that your comm links are normal comm links, and they use the CommNet system.
Oh, for
And
God's sake!
over your comm links, you hear, "Well, well, well. You have to drop your shields. I might be seeing you sooner than later, my friend." And it isn't over the loudspeakers, it's literally over the little comm link. And she's just like, "I'm coming for you, Captain." And begins to fire again. I will simply say that she hits your shields and it does no physical damage to you. But should you drop your shields and she fires again, you guys are gonna take some damage.
We need to get out of here as fast as possible. She's incredibly determined and horny.
Yeah, I gotta agree with the droid. She seems to
Yes.
really have it out for you.
Alago's pretty sure that we're faster. I'm gonna attempt to get out of range of their guns before dropping the shields.
Absolutely. Give me a piloting roll. Let me give you your
This is just open space.
open space. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll use the light side too.
Excellent. I will upgrade you. Go for it. Yeah. You managed to pilot the hell out of this ship. And you punch it in a way that's just like, go faster, must go faster.
Yeah.
And you go as fast as you can. This ship is at least 2 speed points faster than the ship that she has. And you begin to get out of range of normal fire. She's still firing at you, but the accuracy is garbage.
Mm.
And you are now clear to attempt hyperspace, but she can, in fact, if she rolls well, still hit you. She
Yeah,
just has
yeah,
a
yeah.
harder it's a a harder way to hit you.
It's a calculated risk at this point. Yeah, ULAGO drops the
Absolutely.
shields.
Was that the plan? Drop shields and go to
Yeah.
hyperspace?
He drops shields and attempts to go into hyperspace.
All right. She's going to shoot you, and we'll see what happens. We'll let fate be the determining factor. It is.
I'm gonna use the
this-
light side
Ah!
to give you disadvantage.
You monster. All right. Downgrade. Actually, I'll upgrade the bad bits. Okay. Let's see what happens.
No!
Oh my god!
No!
Excellent.
Ooh.
Excellent. You engage the hyperspace jump, and you and the lights begin to blur in front of you and become streaks of lines as you begin to accelerate into hyperspace. And as you do, right before you do, a shot hits your ship and you're gone. In hyperspace, your ship is shaking violently. It is like gyrating in space, and ships, as all of you are aware, are not supposed to do this. Whatever she hit, it hit something very important to this ship, and your ship is shaking to the point where you're not sure what you should do. I'm going to leave it up to you. What do you do?
Immediately leave hyperspace.
Yeah, okay. You pop out of hyperspace in the middle of nowhere. You are in empty. There's no planets. There's no nothing. Just the void of space. And your ship is alarms. That awful Star Wars alarm, like everywhere. It's terrible. There is smoke
Fucking
filling the cabin.
Steam pipe.
Oh yeah,
blowing,
it is. Terrible things are happening, but you can't figure out what. It's going to take a minute to research or perceive or computer your way through this. Something happened to the ship. Something got hit, and it is bad.
Yeah. I put the shields back on to stabilize us. And
Yeah, the shields come up just fine. The shields are fine. But there are fluids leaking into the cargo hold. There's weird smokes of different colors and varieties. There's sparks. There's like a weird like glow coming from some under the floorboards, like something's on fire somewhere. It's bad.
Okay.
Can I just want to like assess if there's anything I see that's wrong that I can fix. Like, I know how to put out that fire. I see that wire's broken. I know how to fix it. Like something like that.
I think
Yeah,
DAEYO would do the same.
You pull open the floorboard because you see the glow. And underneath is a fire that is, it's hard to describe. It is not the red flame of a normal fire. It is glowing with this multicolored glow. It's almost as if the fuel for the ship itself is sort of leaking this glow. It's like this plasma glow. And there is, around that area, around this fire, you see wires and piping and tubes and linkages and circuitry that are all frazzled. So whatever got hit, it hit you at some point where you are now hemorrhaging fuel and it is burning off.
In
And
the comm link, I say, turn off the fuel injector. Turn it off.
good usage of space lingo. What you know for sure is that this is the thing that will, if this explodes, you're all instantly dead. Like, this is the most volatile shit in the galaxy. Like, there's a reason this stuff is bad. Like, you don't drop this on the ground or you die. It's bad news. So you need to stop.
Well, like
So you pull it.
shuts off the engines. Yeah, it would just
Yeah.
go into space.
As you do, the flame immediately dissipates, and you see just Oda, you see the entire area is just frayed and burning. Dio, as you look down, you notice that it's bad. You have to repair this. You cannot, if you turn back on the engines, you risk blowing yourselves up. The fact that you didn't explode immediately is a miracle.
Do we know how to like start repairing this?
Great question.
Can I check the computer to see the extent of the damage?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah. Let me change the die for you. 'Cause that's
Hey, does
my
anybody have mechanics skill by the chance?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
I do.
It's good that someone does.
So should I roll it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
And computers too?
You can do computers. Dio has mechanics. So Dio, if you could all right. I hate you all so much. Yeah, so PR-3, you go into the computers and you determine that absolutely there are many malfunctioning systems, but all the malfunctions are linked to the fact that the overall fuel on the ship, the thing that powers the engines that then power the other systems, right? Because it's all the feedback goes into the electrics and the heating and the breathalyzer things. It's all run, everything goes through this one system and all of it's screwed. And if you don't repair this one system, you will eventually freeze and die of oxygen deprivation in space.
Oh.
And so it is, well, all right. They'll freeze and die. You'll be fine until someone comes along and scavenges the ship.
Mm.
But it also is a problem that even if you flip a certain switch or do something wrong, you could blow yourselves up because you were straight up leaking this fuel source. So if you go down there to operate, you're screwed. However, Dio gets success and absolutely can start on repairing this ship.
Yeah, she would be working on it then.
Okay, cool. Dio goes down and begins to just pull apart wires and try to find ways to route power and try to find ways to do different things.
And I get on the intercom and relayed the one false move and we're screwed.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nice.
Oda, ULAGO, what do you do?
I want to try to help repair, but I don't have mechanics, so I just want to be like assistant to Dio.
Yeah, maybe do a well, let's see if there's something better than perception. There's got to be a different, more fun role than that.
Maybe
You
like
could use knowledge. You could probably use knowledge, maybe education.
yeah, because this would be like me applying what I do know to try to execute Dio's commands.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll give you.
Nope.
Yeah, you were educated in a lot of things, but not how to repair a ship. ULAGO, what do you want to try and do?
I feel like I'd be telling her like, okay, then you need to do this and then grab that and blah blah blah, and it's just all over. It's like someone who doesn't know cars having to like
You're like asking
listen
her
to
for
someone who.
tools and she's giving you the wrong ones.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, the hyper spanner. Yeah.
Alaga's gonna attempt to figure out where we are and where is the closest place we can land.
Absolutely. You would have to give me I think this is straight up just a knowledge I mean, right now you're kind of near the core, so we'll say knowledge core worlds.
Okay. Fuck, my strain is up there.
Yeah. Well, it's been a rough day. It's been a rough one. You are currently in the inner rim, and
Okay.
you know that you are near, at least in the area. Let me see if I can give you an accurate. I don't want to bullshit you here. You are so yeah, you are currently, you literally were just in the expansion region, and when you hyperspace jumped, you hit the inner rim. And you are now currently Give you some real planets to choose from here. Yeah, so in the inner rim, you have some of the following planets that you know of, but there are other places you could go to. But currently, right now, you are literally there's nothing around you.
Yeah.
You're in between solar systems. There are planets like Gorse, Cinda, Jakku, Pasher, Denon. There's Buren, it's like an Alderaan colony. There is Riosa. There's a bunch of different planets in this area that you could eventually go to. The inner rim, which you know, is kind of like if the core worlds are like New York and LA, the inner rim is kind of like Columbus, Ohio. It's that kind of. It's not, it's a city, but it's not like a New York City, that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
The space Delaware.
Yeah, it's yeah. Well, actually, Space Delaware is probably more like there's other places in the galaxy,
Okay.
but if we had to Star Wars, it'd be like the core worlds are New York, LA. The colonies are like I don't know, Seattle and Chicago, and then you have the inner rim, and then the mid rim. And mid rim, I'd say, is like Vermont, maybe. Like that kind of vibe where it's, you can sort of picture how many people are there and what the planets are like. So you're in a place where there's populated worlds. There's a lot of stuff going on, but also there are worlds there that are not populated. It's like a mix of both.
Okay.
And unfortunately, you are near none of them. But
Yeah.
you could get to one if you wanted to.
Yeah,
It'd be a
Olago's
short
gonna
hop.
Spend some time just trying to figure out where the closest one is that they can safely reach and
Sure.
that kind of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, so you're plotting courses and trying to have all sorts of options for them. Okay, yeah. Dio, you are busy working. You are getting to task on all this stuff, but it is a mess. I want you to roll again for me another mechanics check to see if you keep succeeding.
Can I roll another education?
Absolutely. Oh my god.
Uh,
Oda, you are again trying so hard to help, but you simply do not. Thankfully,
can I at least
Dio
give
knows
that
what she's doing.
advantage
I
to
think
Dio?
that Dio would just be like treating it sort of like she's like a kid or like a child or to her, just like, it's okay, you'll learn, blah blah blah. No,
Yes,
it's
thank
fine.
you.
Yes. Oh
Mhm.
yes, you're being very helpful. Like she doesn't want to like piss her off.
Yeah, like a little brother with a controller not plugged in. Like, yeah, thank you. You're doing so well.
Go find Dad. Go find Dad.
Can I give her the advantage though? At least like that makes her feel good for helping me feel like I'm doing a good job.
And
finally
I'll say it
handed her
makes
the
you
correct
feel like, because she's not telling you that you're not helping, it makes you feel like you're helping as well. Like you feel good. You don't feel like personally like I'm screwing everything up. You actually feel like I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'm helping.
Yeah, you managed to get some more wires frayed, and you managed to pull back some of the coding and like put them together. And you notice up in the cockpit, Sam, that there's lights are turning back on. That there's certain dials and knobs that are reading the proper reading now. But there's one thing, no matter what, Dio, that you realize is that the actual problem with the ship is something you need a real, actual ship repair to fix. You need someone to actually come in and fix it.
But would we be able to get it to a place to repair, or do we have to have them come
The
here?
repairs you're doing right now will make it so you can, yes. But
Okay.
long term, the longer you use it, the more difficult it will be. I'll just increase your hyperspace jump rolls every time until you get it fixed. And so eventually it will blow you up. Eventually you'll just blow up. But right now you can use it to travel. You rolled 2 great rolls, so I'm not going to keep making you.
The shit was good while it lasted, boys.
Yeah, I
All
can't.
of
You know
one
what?
chase.
It didn't last very long, did it?
I'm so happy that with all the successes you got today, I got 1 success, and it was all I needed to feel good about myself. You manage to repair it, and you sort of come up from the the below the ship area, and Oda helps you up and you're covered in grease and sweat and it's gross and you have like singe marks from where you were sort of messing with sparks and stuff. And everything seems for the moment to be repaired. Do you tell ULAGO to turn it back on and try again?
I don't need to roll to make sure it's repaired
Mm-mm.
at all. Okay, yeah.
No,
I'd
you roll twice, it's repaired.
okay. I would walk back up and to a Lago and I'd be like, well, I think it's repaired. I mean, it'll get us to a place, but we need a real mechanic to look at it.
I know. We're gonna land on the first planet.
Okay. Yeah. Do we have any money left?
Yeah, it should be enough.
Okay.
I mean, did we even spend any when we took everything from that guy?
Yeah, I gave him like 10,000 so that he wouldn't chase us and murder us later.
Should have taken it back.
We have nearly 16,000 credits.
Mm.
It might be okay just to get a little repair. We don't know. Ulago's gonna hold his breath and turn the engine on.
Yeah, the engine turns on just fine.
Okay. And then,
Everything appears to be okay.
Okay. Even hyper jumping?
You don't know yet until you do it. What you do know for sure is that the noises it's making are not the same noises it was making, and it appears that all the systems are functioning.
Okay. Should I try and jump?
I mean, yeah. We gotta get to a place.
Why don't we do it the old-fashioned way?
We could also do that. Might take a while. Do we have enough gas?
Well, how much fuel did we lose? Yeah, is this gonna be a mistake?
Yeah, you can't really tell. You don't really know. The best you can do is just attempt to jump someplace.
Okay, I'm gonna
Okay.
attempt to jump roll a d6, pick a planet.
Okay, sure.
I'll just go
Well,
for
I can tell you
a
that
planet
for
I know is
sure.
nearby.
I can tell you for sure that the closest planet to you is someplace called Antar 4.
Excellent.
Yeah. If that
Let's
is where
go
you want to
Antar
go.
forward.
Okay. You press forward on the hyperdrive, and
I
the
just
light,
want you
the
to know
lines.
that if we explode, you are all almost adequate.
The
really
lines begin to
It's not very reassuring.
blur in front of you and become a straight line. You zip off into hyperspace, and when you come across the other end, a few short moments later, you see before you the planet Antar 4. And the planet itself is sort of a greenish blue, beautiful world, but surrounding it is countless debris. The planet itself seems to have, instead of the normal cloud shapes you would imagine, has weird dark swirls, has what appears to be sort of a reddish glow in some areas of the planet. And from what you can tell, it appears whatever happened there was bad news and perhaps is something you probably shouldn't get involved in. And that's where we're going to end it for today.
Yikes.
Oh,
Big yikes. Mike and yikes.
Most egregious.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens to this gang next time as you go from one disaster to the next. But yeah, okay. Let's go around this screen here as I try to get everyone to their assigned islands for raising crops or whatever the hell it is you do with animals. Let's do this thing. Sam, what's going on with you this week?
Chilling. No, I'm gonna be playing some PS2 as that just dropped. I'm gonna try it. I'm probably gonna try Animal Crossing tomorrow with JP. We'll see how that goes. Neither of us have ever played. Apart from that, just it'll be the same old. Some roleplay, some For Honor, some good stuff. Yeah, come give me a look.
Cool. Anna, what are you up to?
no business as usual for this girl, because you may have seen on Twitter that I am leaving my full-time position at Twitch on Friday, and had planned to go into full-time hosting and experimenting with lots of other content this year. But because full-time hosting is certainly not an option in the world of COVID, the experimentation has been bumped up. So hopefully you'll see me streaming a lot on my channel. So if you're like, gee, Anna, how could I support you in this trying time? Step 1, go to twitch.tv/AnnaProsser. Step 2, click follow. Step 3, when a notification comes your way, click on it and come hang out with me on my stream. Probably I will be doing Sea of Thieves on Monday and role-playing for certain Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights, but I'll probably add a couple streams. We will see, though, because I kind of need a little bit of a rest after a decade of full-time corporate life. So, thanks.
All right. I'm blown away that I guess people can see it. I've been staring at what is the thing that says fragile on your
It's makeup.
I thought it was like a straw, and I was like, why would the straw say fragile?
No, it's a straw this is the straw.
Okay.
It's a
I just didn't know
box
what
back
it.
there.
Oh, the fragiles. Oh, wow. So the straw,
Yeah.
I was seeing through the straw. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't figure out what was going on there, but I was staring at it the entire time you were talking. I don't know what you said, but I want you to know I looked at that fragile straw like, what the shit is that?
This straw
Anyway.
is not so fragile. It's good. Don't worry. I won't break it.
Mike, what are you doing this week?
Nothing interesting. Yeah, you can go to the next person for.
All right, cool. Thanks so much.
I'm still playing Animal Crossing and Doom, maybe. That's it.
Pocket, what are you doing? And don't you dare say nothing interesting.
Everything interesting. I don't
Nice.
know.
I like it. I like it. Yes.
I don't have too much going on. I'm gonna be playing a lot of RimWorld probably because I've been really into it.
Oh, it's so
And
good.
I found a lot of Star Wars mods, so I'm gonna try and become a Sith Lord in RimWorld. That's what I'm doing.
I'm gonna come watch that.
Wish me luck. I had to just I've had to restart already because I ended up killing everyone around me, including my ally.
Now that's a good Sith. There can be only 2. It's the rule of 2. Everyone around you is just. You're doing well so far.
Yep.
This week I'm gonna probably check out the Trials of Mana demo that came out. I'll check that out, and then I'll maybe play Doom. And then I got a few games I'm gonna check out this weekend that are scary. For
Ooh.
we'll play some things. We'll do some things. It'll be fun. And I will spend all of my time trying to figure out what the hell you guys are gonna do on Antar 4. Because that threw me for a loop. I didn't expect to knock it out of hyperspace, so I can't wait. I might do a stream where I'm like, what the shit? So who knows? We might have a role play stream where I craft an Antar 4
You
story.
made
of
your crit.
Ori.
You lie in it.
Mm-hmm.
I know. But I'm excited because I can't wait for this. Is like a lore planet, so I'm very excited. All right. Anyway, that's it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week with another episode. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You know, where's the payoff? Bring the strippers and booze. We do occasionally talk about video games. Bring the strippers and booze. Not enough time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze.
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC, what are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
Yeah, now sing music.
Bring the strippers and booze.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here to ask and answer one simple question.